This opportunity to share few things which ordinarily we don't talk about. My esteemed colleague, Dr. Saurabh Garg, Ms. Radha Abral, and Mr. Tanmay Bhargava, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, it's a privilege for me actually to be here today. In fact, for the first time I am attending this kind of summit. Of course, I have been associated for almost, how much, 15 years, 16 years? But I somehow never had the opportunity to come personally. Friends, let's see it like this, that Dr. Garg has given you a roadmap that what kind of develop India we are talking about, what are going to be the markers, and on that path how we are moving. But when we are moving fast, we have been 11th or 12th largest economy. From there we moved to 5th, and hopefully very shortly we should be moving to 3rd largest economy. And in this context, of course, Honorable Prime Minister has given that by 2047 we should become a developed country, and markers have been given, certain aspirational goals have been given, and I think we all are working with speed and scale. In this context, the topic which has given to me today is to talk about is future of business. Future of business. And the most important part in that future of business, harmonizing human rights and sustainability. So it means I'm not supposed to talk about that how businesses themselves are going to change because of technology, whatever is happening in different countries, different parts of the world, politically, or inward looking or globalized world. So I'm not going to talk about it. But let me talk about this second part, which is basically harmonizing human rights and sustainability. For a moment, think about it. Let me give you 2-3 scenarios. And here in this house, all thinking people are here. Every day you develop a strategy, every day you develop your business plan, and every day you try to foresee what is going to happen. So let me give 2 or 3 scenarios. That the size of economy, if US is $27 trillion economy, China is $17-18 trillion economy, India is roughly $4 trillion economy. So this is one dimension. But why is it so that for last 30 years, there was hardly much tension on business front between China and US or China and West? Why all of a sudden, last 5 years, 4 years, so much stress, so much tension is there? I think you have to think about it. And B, it's a matter of time. India is going to be more integrated, and everybody is saying that yes, India should be China +1 or more, kind of part of supply chain, part of manufacturing, part of the whole ecosystem. So it means when India, Middle East, Europe, this industrial corridor develops, what kind of challenge is going to come? And that is, to me, my today's talk is focus on this aspect. What kind of challenges we are going to face? We are going to face some non-tariff barriers. If they are going to be there, what could be the issues? Human rights, labor laws, labor conditions, sustainability, environment, ESGs, what are going to be there? And again I come back. What is happening between China and West, or China and US, and China and Europe? Does it have some kind of competitiveness, some kind of threat, some kind of... So I think we have to see these 2 external factors. But third internal factor we have to see is that today, one report suggests that more than 11.6% Indians, more than 11.6% Indians are facing mental health issues. Okay? So please, whatever wealth you want to create, you can create. But we just simply can't forget that our children, our families, and we ourselves are facing mental health issues. And if not today, tomorrow, day after, today it might be creating wealth. When we are ignoring these mental health concerns and issues, yes, we are able to create more wealth. But in long term, whether this strategy is going to pay or not, I think I would leave this August House to think about it, that what kind of challenge we are going to face. We are going to have this kind of problem. Let me narrate one very small story. Few things I'll tell you and few things I leave to your wisdom. Think about it, how it happens. And at that time I was Principal Resident Commissioner Government of Gujarat and promoting investment, business, all those things, and I was watching it. If you remember, around 2011 or so, in Maruti's one of the factories, some violence took place and one HR manager was, unfortunately, he died in that. And at that time Maruti was planning, and we had discussion, and they were coming to Gujarat. And we started discussing, and in fact I went 3-4 times actually in this area, and try to understand why this stress, why this problem, why? And what is the remedy actually, what we should be doing? Very nutshell, 2 factories one Gurgaon, one second at Manesar. At one factory, regular employees are there, let's say for discussion purpose, their emolument is, let's say, 70,000 rupees. Very short distance, 20 odd kilometers. Another unit is there, they are contract worker and they are having 30,000 rupees. Unfortunately, they keep on meeting to each other. Same age group, they work for 8 hours or 12 hours. In the evening, while going, they pick up liquor bottle. They go in the dormitory, they sit down together, drink together, and it is not social drinking, it is something else. And in that becomes mob mentality. In that gathering, it turns into a kind of mob mentality. That Mr. X has today shouted at me, somebody said abused me, third person says imaginary slapped me, and all those things, and that anger that start building up. And B, these young boys in the age group of 25 to 32, unfortunately in the influence of liquor, they have no, and deliberately I'm using the word, they have no vulnerabilities. No family, no kids. In the evening they don't need to bring pencil box or milk or vegetables. And one nobody talks about it, but also it's true that yes, when they are not with their families, with not their children, I think in some way or the other it also has their other behavior, including prostitution. And when we were starting setting up in Gujarat and we brought them this thing, we ensured that, we started that, let's have that kind of facility, basic human right. These young boys, they should have their family. They should be able to have a decent life. They should not be working only machine. And I'm proud that in India, in fact, last week only I was there in Chennai, and I was seeing that, many institutions there, especially for women, girls, the kind of facilities they are creating and the kind of things they are, to enable them to grow. Not only that they are worker, but education also, their training also, skilling also, all those things are happening. But let's see the other dimension, one more dimension. Changing climate is a reality. Somewhere in the world, in the same California, for a few months there has been huge drought, but after that a kind of rainfall, the kind of floods. Europe, nobody has heard about these kind of floods which we are saying. Take forest fires, everywhere it's happening. And I think in India, in Gurgaon, in Delhi, where we are sitting, I think we have enough experience of little bit extra rainfall, erratic rainfall, high intensity rainfall, and disruption to life. So I think we are quite aware of. But friends, one more small thing actually, which is going to disturb the kind of develop India. Our constitution has envisaged, our founding fathers and mothers, they have envisaged what kind of India would be. And kindly recall the preamble. equality, justice, liberty, and fraternity, which is the soul of the Constitution. Think about it. Think about it. That in our society, everything we are doing with speed and scale, and this government at least have that sensitivity that, let's say, transgender, let's say beggars, let's say traffic girls, let's say leprosy patient, they are not being left out. They are not being left out. So my point is, if we are thinking about becoming third largest economy, growing at 7, 8, 9, 10%, removal of poverty, it means the businesses, the kind of challenge they are going to face, and those challenges are already have started coming up. I think you have to think about it. And National Human Rights Commission job is presently, if I define not, please don't mind my word, it's a kind of conscience keeper of society. National Human Rights Commission has to request you, for a moment, please stop, take a pause, think about it. The people who are working with you, the environment where you are working with, take the climate issues, take the sustainability issue, the governance issue. In last couple of months, we heard so many news, and we take suo motu action actually on many issues. Just think about it that I don't want to name here because certain practices were noticed. I'll request you, all of you, I think the time is that please revisit your practices. This 10 minutes and 15 minutes delivery, this by gig workers, what we are aiming at, what we want, what kind of society we are aiming. Why we are not bothered someone's life, someone's motorcycle, someone's speed, someone's track, nothing. We are not bothered about it. Why? In one packaging house, we sent the team and all those things, the kind of conditions we saw. Why? And please understand, in this society, people are there who don't appreciate these kind of things. So it means if business is not going to take care of itself, it means the society itself, your consumer itself, your customer, they will take care of this thing. I don't want to give you much technical details and all those kind of things, but National Human Rights Commission is basically having a group on human right and business, where climate issues, sustainability issues, and human rights issues are basically we are trying to work out with a kind of benchmarking, kind of indexing, and which should be put up for self-regulation. But yes, in pursuit of wealth creation, we can't afford to ignore the lives and future of our children. No, we can't afford to. We cannot afford to damage our environment, where basically the whole society, forget about the business, itself become unsustainable. I think we cannot afford to leave somebody who are in need. Corporate Social Responsibility Fund, CSR fund, has been created for this thing, that these few lakh people in a country of 1.44 billion people, if there are, let's say, 5 lakh or 6 lakh, maybe more, but beggars are there, they have to be rehabilitated. If there are transgender and certain facilities are to be given, we have to reach out to them. If there is imagine, one figure I would like to give, that in a country of 18% of world population, we have got only 4% freshwater resources. Per capita for freshwater availability, if it goes down below 1700 cubic meter, we are called water stressed. And below 1100 is called water scarce. And we are around 1400 cubic meter per person per annum freshwater availability. And that too almost half of the country, well, is a semi-arid or arid, and water availability has become a limiting factor. Just kindly recall 5-6 years back, NGT has passed an order that in what you call dark zone, no new borewell, no withdrawal of groundwater, and in fact renewal of those was also stopped. And imagine, not only industry and business, the job opportunities, the livelihood, everything get impacted. My purpose of coming is just to share these few things, which should be your concern. Not necessarily that National Human Rights Commission will flag it and National Human Rights Commission should be taking cognizance. That should be the second, third stage. And please understand, that is the minimum we are expecting from all of you. And I'm pretty sure that business will respond to these requirements. As you know that many of you are involved. Actually, I know I can see a couple of people here who are involved in National Action Plan on Business and Human Rights, which is under development actually. And we request your input, because at UN level also, in let's say goal number 8, even 9, 10, 12, all these sustainable development goals are interlinked and directly impacts you, and your activity, your work impacts us. And when we are living in globalized world, I'd love to be proved wrong, but I can foresee that non-tariff barriers are going to come from here. India becomes, yes, a huge investment destination. You manufacture for the whole world, but world is going to take those products from you if you comply to certain things. This meet is going to help, and I expect that you will deliberate these issues so that our businesses, our industry, we remain competitive, we are able to expand our business, create opportunities for our younger generation, better opportunities, better life, and more importantly, better mental health. I mean, I don't want to frighten us. The kind of data we have seen, and we are working on a biggest with National Institute of Mental Health, we are sitting on a ticking bomb. We are playing with fire actually. The kind of pressure, the kind of stress we are bringing to these youngsters, I think we are something which we have to be worried about it. So I'm pretty sure and pretty confident that you all will look into it. I wish you all very best, and I look forward to your deliberations and your recommendations actually, that National Human Rights Commission would welcome actually, because our purpose is, our goal is to have improved quality of life for everyone. No one is left behind. Its motto is Sarve Bhavanti Sukhina. So I think that is the goal, and thank you, Mr. Kochar, and thank you all for giving me patient hearing. I appeal that kindly think over it. Take a pause, think over it, work out your strategy, just slightly rework out. It should not be for heck of saying and showing, but we should mean it, because this is in our collective interest. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.